So after Offerings 2, and we had done 4 albums with Monroe Jones, and we had a great time doing that. It just felt like it was just that point in our career where it was time to just shake things up a little bit. And so we met with a couple producers. We met with a guy named Paul Ebersole, who is a great producer. At the time, he was based in Memphis and recorded Three Doors Down and several other big rock projects that were big at the time. So we, he's just a good old boy from Memphis. We're good old boys from Georgia, so we hit it off, and it was great. So we actually traveled, and this was, I think, the first time that we recorded an album outside of Atlanta or Nashville. So
we had done a couple of things in Nashville,
right,
and I think that's it, really.
Yeah.
Everything else was in Atlanta, but this is the first time when we went for the whole record to be somewhere different than Atlanta.
Right, so we traveled, and for about a month, we set up camp in Memphis and recorded with Paul at his place, and it was really kind of a difficult process, I think, just for us, and for me personally. My first daughter had just been born, I think maybe a week before, 2 weeks before, and then to go jump into this studio experience, and I'm hours away from home and couldn't go home every night like I was used to doing. It was a tough time.
Well, and I just not to correct you guys, but to correct you guys, we had planned on going and just doing the whole thing there for like a month, and
Yeah.
I think after a week or so of being there, we were like, you know what, we don't really need to go somewhere else to do a record, and we ended up moving it to Atlanta and
That's
finished
right.
it
Yeah.
at a studio called Doppler, which wasn't. It's a great studio, but it wasn't our ideal location. The place we wanted to go to was booked up, and it kind of threw a kink in the whole experience. The whole thing became a little bit disjointed, and in the end, it all came together well. And I think we have some great songs. The touring was great. I think we had very memorable moments. But some albums are harder to make than others, and that's to be expected in anything in life. There are going to be things where it's a cakewalk, and then sometimes you really struggle to make it. And I think there was more struggle. Personally, I remember the first day in Atlanta. When we get in there, I'm set up, about to start tracking, and I was sick as a dog. I had like the flu, like I'd never had it. I was like, guys, I gotta go home. I can't do this. And so it sets a bad tone for like all this studio time we're paying for and trying to be productive. And but in the end, I think we got the best out of it we could have, and some really cool songs. We still get a lot of people want to hear it. I still hear requests for Wire a good bit, and Come On Back to Me, and there were some really cool moments on that.